Hello everyone, and welcome to, I don't know, just lazy night, I guess. So you might already notice that I already have Rickling open. It is regarding one of the things that I'm gonna go ahead and show off right now. So I'm currently in the building process of a, thing. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I'm very, very sorry I've been gone for so long. As you all might know by now, I went to Colorado for a week. I came back Tuesday. I was planning on streaming last night, but, just wanted to kind of get readjusted to, staying at home again. I'm not saying that like I'm sick, because I'm not. Although I did learn something new yesterday. So, my Papa had given me 2 cans of fruit a few weeks ago, and I decided yesterday, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and eat them. So, first I ate a can of mandarin oranges. Now, it's important to note that at the time I wasn't really, and the reason why I say that is because originally the little blade that opens up the top, I had it on the side of the can instead of at the top. So I actually sliced a little bit of the side of the can open. It was a little bit. It wasn't enough to split it open. But I ate the mandarin oranges. I was sure to clean up any messes. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, I thought I was gonna have a disconnect there. Um, yeah, anyway, so, the other can of fruit that I had was pineapples. Now you're probably thinking, well, what does this have to do with your valuable lesson? The lesson is, ladies and gents, and non-binary people, don't eat an entire can of pineapples or else your stomach is never going to forgive you. I learned that the hard way yesterday. Yes, I ate an entire can of pineapples. I regret it. It tasted good. It's just, whenever, I'm gonna turn off the webcam. Because I think it's affecting performance on the stream. But everything's all good now. But anyway, let's just say that after a while, my stomach was like, "Hey, do you mind if I have indigestion issues since you ate an entire can of this stuff?" Oh, you don't mind? Okay, well let me just. And then eventually I had to go to the restroom right before I started eating dinner, and my guts decided to murder me. Yeah. Horrible, horrible situation. Yeah. Anyway, how are y'all doing? Good? Good. Because, trying to find something. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find a brick that has little teeth looking things. Blade? No. I guess I'm not gonna do it then. Because what I was trying to do is I was trying to find this one piece that no, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to reference the anime. I was trying to find this piece that had these teeth looking things. Not like the sharp pointy teeth, but it's sort of like no, not that. It's hard to explain. It's a little hard to explain. Also, I apologize for... Stop yawning! That. Yeah, So, allow me to explain why I'm yawning. I woke up at 6 something this morning, and I went to sleep at midnight, I think. Yeah, not really a good sleeping schedule. I mean, then again, I did spend a week in Colorado, and I kind of like, I went to sleep whenever I wanted to. It's also because of the fact that, since I was in Colorado, it was mountain time, so it wasn't, this is coming from someone who doesn't go to Colorado that often, so I'm not really used to, mountain time. But because of that, yeah, I went to sleep at a good time, but now that I'm back home, my body is just like, what time? It's a very strange sound effect. Yep. Okay. So, these are going to be the heat sinks. Alright, so this right here is the motherboard. I'm going to be putting the power thing somewhere over here. Oh, wait. Speaking of power, need to put in the... Oh, wait. No. Never mind. So, what I'm building right now is actually, it's a little interesting. So, back last year, whenever I had made the Radical Rewind... whenever I made Radical Earth, which is it was initially just something I came up with off of a whim, but then I thought, you know what, I really like this idea. I'm going to build onto it and make it its own little alternative universe. But one of the things that I had come up with, and this is inspired by Hypnospace Outlaw, which I made numerous playthroughs on, and that is the Radical Earth version of sleep time technology. So if you don't know what sleep time technology is, first of all, it's a fictitious concept, so it's not a real life thing, although that would be pretty cool. Let me get something real quick, and I will be sure to let you know what I mean. I don't have to walk far, by the way. I'm over at my dresser. might be it. Okay, so I don't have any actual artwork of what I was about to talk about, but what I'm building is actually something that I had initially conceptualized last year, shortly after making the Radical Earth universe. So, one of the things that inspired Radical Earth in terms of like the alternative universes concept, and I'm talking about the stuff that would be in that world, is sleep time technology. So if you don't know what that is, for reference, play Hypnospace Outlaw if you haven't. It's a fantastic game. A really, really good game. If you want to get it yourself, shit, I don't know what the price is. It might be on sale. I know it goes on sale sometimes. Hypnospace. On Steam it's $20. Oh. I think it's the same price on Nintendo. Come on. Oh, yeah. Okay, how much is it on PlayStation? Oh. Yeah, so it's not on sale right now, but if you want to get it, it's not expensive. It's $20, but I'd say it's definitely worth it. And if you choose to get it on Steam, you can actually get a bundle that comes with the game and the soundtrack. And there's also another bundle that I got, which has the game and another game called Broken Reality. Another good game that has a similar sort of visual theme because both the games are inspired by 90s internet. Only one of them is set in the far future, or like it. One of them is set in the future, and the other one is set in an alternative history 1999. I'm talking about Hypnospace, by the way. The other game, which is the futuristic one, is Broken Reality. But speaking of speaking of Hypnospace, Hypnospace Outlaw and the use of sleep time technology is what inspired my version of sleep time technology, which isn't dissimilar to it in certain ways, but there are some differences. For one, this version of sleep time technology doesn't require you to have the in Hypnospace Outlaw, at least in the game's lore, you're wearing a headband, and that's what allows you to access Hypnospace and HypnoS, which is the operating system that the game's lore says that you're running on. But the headband itself is connected to a power base, and that is in turn connected to a desktop computer. In the Radical Earth universe, however, it's not a power base, it's actually a computer itself. It's just that you don't need a mouse or a keyboard or a screen or anything like that in order to actually use it. is your brain, and you use it while you're sleeping, much like Hypnospace in, Hypnospace Outlaw. The only difference is that while in Hypnospace it's implied that people who use Hypnospace don't get much sleep, you actually do get the same amount of sleep as a normal night's rest with this version of sleep time technology. So, to avoid confusion, what I'm trying to say is it's a similar concept, but there are various differences that separate the two. So, don't think that I'm trying to copy off anyone's ideas. It's just I was inspired, not, mimicking them, because for one, that would be kind of mean to do that. But I was inspired by that stuff to incorporate that into my own alternative universe. Anyway, so in terms of the components that we're looking at, I haven't built the bottom yet. I'm going to at some point. So this is where the Flash Media Diskette driver will be. This is where you put a Flash Media Diskette, which is basically a modernized floppy disk. This is the motherboard, which has the two sticks of RAM. Yeah, I know, they don't really look like sticks, they look more like chips, because they kind of are. So this thing runs on 16 gigs of RAM. This is the CPU, and this is the GPU chip. So the CPU here is called Dream CP, or computer processor. And what it does is it's in charge of all the computing. The GPU here is mainly for any operations that have any kind of like 3D graphics, like say the user of the system is, wanting to play a game. They could do that. And with the 16 gigs of RAM, they could do it confidently. These right here are a 2-in-1 system in that they are both heat sinks and cooling systems that circulate air around the system. So, yeah. Anyway, oh, and below that, that is a, so, Radical Earth is technically modern day Earth, but different. So, to explain what I mean, think of it like our modern day world as it is right now, but it's not the same, like, fully. Like, there are things in Radical Earth that are similar to our world. Like, it's similar to our Earth. Like, we still have SSDs and all these other things. For one, cryptocurrency isn't even a thing, and even if it was a thing, it would be outlawed. Same with NFTs. Another thing, vehicles in the Radical Earth universe don't run on gas. They run on a special fuel type called eco-fuel. And it is a fuel that is artificially made, and it's made to be eco-friendly, hence the name eco-fuel. And because of that, it is essentially Radical Earth's version of gas. But it has no pollution, it has no carbon footprint. It is completely man-made as opposed to being a fossil fuel. And that's a good thing because of the fact that means that the planet is healthier. Yeah, I know. I'm going into technical deep details, but whatever. But one of the things that Radical Earth has that we don't is Hyperstate Drives. So Hyperstate is a fictional type of media that is essentially a next generation version of a SSD, but the appearance is similar to that of a hard drive. There's no moving parts. but it has a disc-looking object that, again, no moving parts, but it just looks like a hard drive, basically. But it's not a hard drive in terms of functionality because it's just as fast as an SSD, if not faster. So you can kind of see it because of this little green piece right here, but that's where the Hyperstate Drive is. And it's called that because it has Hyperstate Media technology, which allows it to seamlessly load data or download and all that other stuff within mere seconds, much like an SSD would in terms of like gaming and other such technologies that we currently have in our world. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be well, yeah. And yes, I am going to be making the flash media diskette. It is 2 plates tall, so it would be able to slip in here. It's all well and good. Anyway, so how about we get to it? Sorry about yammering your ears off about that, by the way. I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to this kind of lore. Like, I claim no excuses for that. I am a gigantic nerd. I mean, physically I'm not gigantic though. I'm not fat. What I am saying, however, is that in terms of like my love of lore within like fictional worlds and stuff, I'm a total sucker for that. Like, it's not even funny. And that's not a bad thing either, because when you're making a fictional world like this, it's always important to have lore. So like, if you just have a fictional world and nothing else, like, oh look, it just has some things that are different from our world, then that's not really much to go on. Now, if you make it to where that fictional world has its own lore, its own story, its own things that you could see and do. Like, for example, Radical Earth, since it's basically our world, it has its own versions of companies that we have in real life. So, for example, Megasoft, which is the company that in that world developed sleep time technology, because of that, or not because of that, Megasoft, as you would guess by the name is inspired by Microsoft. You know, mega, micro. It's a joke, but it's not a... Whoops. It's not a joke. So the name itself is in reference to... God damn it. It's a reference to Microsoft. But in terms of, like, the actual company itself and what it does, the actual operations of the company are not based on Microsoft, but are based on a culmination of different companies. For example, since we're talking about Megasoft and what they do in terms of like innovative technologies, you know, sleep time technology, that is heavily inspired by the fictitious company Merchantsoft, which is from Hypnospace. Yeah, I know, weird. One of the things that the company does is inspired by another fictional company. Another thing is that I should mention that in real life there actually is... Oh. there actually is a Megasoft in real life, but this Megasoft that I'm talking about, like the one that I made up, it is of no relation to that one. Alright. Anyway. So what I'm trying to say is, even though the company's name is technically similar to a real-life company, it is of no relation to that company. So, I'm not trying to copy off of anyone. I'm not trying to do anything like that. Don't worry. I'm not one of those people. What I am saying, however, is that Megasoft is inspired by a multitude of different companies. Oh. Oh. Hey, Melanie. There you are. What's up? Let me turn on the webcam real quick. Please don't cause disconnects. There we go. Hi. Yeah, I think I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, so. Yeah, have you ever heard this? Yeah, I think hold on. I need to do something about my camera. There it is. I have the resolution too high. Okay. There we go. Yes, I think. My brain is halfway working. I'm gonna get a Mountain Dew real quick. Spark. I'm also gonna try not to trip on my phone cord. Mountain Dew! It's good. Not good for you though, but it's a good drink. Yeah, I think the problem about why my webcam was causing me to disconnect so much is because I had the resolution too high. Because there's only so much that my computer can do. But I am currently saving up for a new computer though. I've actually been thinking about what to get, and I'm gonna be getting an MSI Aegis RS, I think is what it was. I actually saw it while I was in Colorado and I was on Amazon and I saw it. Really good specs. That's a good drink. Yeah, right. Now then, let's do this. Okay. Yeah. It's actually coming along very well. I was also planning on doing something else in Bricklink, but I think I might move that tomorrow, or to tomorrow. No worries. We're gonna be on VR chat though, don't worry. Not on stream, because I don't have VR chat on PC anymore, because I didn't really see a need to have it on there if I have it on VR. Although there are certain things I can do on PC that I can't do in VR because I have a Quest 2 and my PC isn't VR compatible, you know. I will say this though, whenever I do get that MSI Aegis, I did see that it is VR compatible, so I will be able to do VR content on there. So don't worry, I will eventually get to VR content on YouTube, don't worry. It's going to be a long, painful process, but we're going to get there. By painful process, I mean not painful at all, because all it is just, I just need to save up. That's it. What the? How did that happen? What? Fuck. There. I was just trying to move one piece and it's just like... Okay, sure, give me a hard time. See, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make the vents tall like this. Because in real life, a system like this would obviously need ventilation. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna put on some music. Not actual music from bands, because, you know, I would get a copyright claim and YouTube be like punching me in the face. And why did Chrome do that? I don't know. I guess I can show, what's new. I should say I wasn't in Denver when I was in Colorado. I was in Colorado Springs. I think I've been through Denver though. Maybe? I don't remember. I think it might have been in 2016 though. Okay, what I was gonna show is, for one, there's been a new rumor with quite a bit of evidence. It's not regarding PlayStation Home, don't worry. I will talk about that though later in the stream. But apparently we might be getting a showcase this month. You're probably thinking, well, wait a minute. What do you mean? So, for one, Sony's not going to be at Gamescom, which is going to be late this month. You're probably thinking, okay, well, what does that have to do with anything? Sony's been to Gamescom the past 2 years. Not this year, though. Typically, they don't do that unless they have a specifically good reason not to attend that event. In addition, many people have stated, well, wait a minute, what about a showcase in September? They've been doing that for the past 2 years, like 2020, 2022. Well, what if I were to tell you that because of The Last of Us Part 1, that won't happen? If you think about it, an August showcase would make sense because Sony's not going to be at Gamescom. There's also another event next month called Tokyo Game Show. They aren't going to be there. I think it's just because they might not have anything to show there. So what they're doing for this month might be their showcase. And, so the info that I'm hearing from is actually from Special Nick. Very, very reputable. There is another person, though. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen, though. But Special Nick has been right about this kind of stuff. What I will say, though, is it does make sense for Sony to have an event this month. Because, for one, they've been awfully quiet lately. They've been awfully quiet ever since the showcase that they had in June, which was a state of play, by the way. But since then, we haven't had a big event. At all. And again, just to reiterate, there won't... I'm not saying for sure that I am right about this, but I'm also not saying I'm wrong. But it does seem likely that there would be an event. Yeah. So, what it is in this case is that there was another person who I actually follow on Twitter alongside Special Nick. They're actually called Special Nick. Yeah, I know, weird name. But they're called Millie A on Twitter. And they had said that, for one, Sony is planning on ramping up production for the later part of this year, towards the holidays. Sure enough, it was reported recently, like a day or two ago, that that is the case. Thing is, that same person also said that, Sony has been asking third parties for assets that they'll need for a showcase. And again, just to reiterate, Sony's not going to be at Gamescom. They did attend Gamescom in 2020 and 2021, but they're not going this year. And that kind of seems to insinuate the evidence of us getting a State of Play / Showcase this month. Also, I like how people say that State of Plays are showcases. They're mini showcases, they aren't major showcases. The major showcases is just if Sony calls it a PlayStation Showcase or something along those lines. That's good. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that it does seem kind of likely, but I'm not saying for sure it's going to happen. The only way we'll know is if Sony announces it themselves. But I do believe it may happen. Hopefully. Because, yeah. In other bits of news, guess who's currently in the opposition period? Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Soho Engine is a proprietary game engine that comes from the PlayStation London studio. And the reason why this is important is because, and I am going to talk about PlayStation Home in this case. So PlayStation Home back on PS3, it had multiple versions of the game depending on which region you were from. So for me, obviously it would be US / North America. If you're from Japan or Hong Kong or anything like that, you would have your own regional version. The reason why that's important is because of the fact that the Soho engine has been trademarked in various regions of the world, much like PlayStation Home was in various regions of the world. Because of this, it's led me to believe that we could be getting what I'm thinking. I'm not saying for sure that is going to happen, but it could happen. But when you consider the fact that PlayStation did announce PlayStation Stars a few weeks ago, and they mentioned the digital collectibles, which are 3D collectible objects that you get for completing certain milestones in games. Kind of reminds me of that Hall of Fame that they talked about in the PlayStation presentations they had from a long time ago that never came to fruition, mainly because of technical limitations and because of development time running out. A new version of PlayStation Home, which has been not hinted at, but a lot of people know by now that it could very well happen, especially with the PS5 and what it can do. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll talk more about PlayStation Home in a bit. I'm gonna get back to this. Wait. Oh, I was gonna play music. What was I doing? I forgot. I said I was gonna play music. Oh, look, it's me. You want to listen to some? You want to listen to some tunes?
If you're a college student like me, especially, you need Grammarly in your life. Grammarly is a digital writing assistant, and it's super easy to download.
Trying to look like angry video game nerd. Welcome to the music of the future, circa 1995. I think it was 95. I wasn't born that year, by the way. I was born in 97. I still feel old, though, considering the fact that I'm 25. I just realized Windows 98. I just realized I was just talking about Windows 95 and to an extent 98 because it's an enhanced version of that. Windows 98 is going to be 25 years old next year. It's crazy. I heard something.